In Russia, the plenary session of the 20th meeting of the Valdai International Discussion Club opened on Thursday in the city of Sochi with the participation of the country's President Vladimir Putin. During the event, the Russian president stressed that the world has experienced great changes in the last 20 years and set as a goal for Russia the construction of a new world. Putin recalled Moscow after the collapse of the Soviet Union involved itself with all its energy and goodwill in the construction of a new world order that is feared since Russia is capable of making a huge contribution as it has something to offer to the whole world. The president declared that Russia has always learned lessons from history, strengthening national unity and integrity.
The prosperity of the West was largely achieved by robbing the colonies over the centuries. This is a fact. In fact, this level of development was largely achieved by robbing the entire planet. The history of the West is, in essence, a chronicle of endless expansion. Our arguments, exhortations, calls for reason and proposals were simply ignored. I have already said this publicly, including to our allies, our partners, that there was a moment when your humble servant simply suggested that maybe we should join NATO, but no, NATO does not need such a country.
During the forum, the Russian president commented on Russia's ongoing conflict with Ukraine and made it clear that Russia did not start a war. Let's hear it.
We did not start the so-called war in Ukraine. On the contrary, we are trying to end it. It was not us who organized the coup in Kiev in 2014, a coup that was bloody and unconstitutional. Wherever it happens, we immediately hear all the world's media, subordinated, first of all, of course, to the Anglo-Saxon world. It's not allowed, it's impossible, it's undemocratic, but here it is possible. They even named the amount of money that was spent on this coup. Unfortunately, we have to admit that our counterparts in the West have lost their sense of reality and have crossed all possible boundaries. They shouldn't have done it.
Putin commented that Russia is not eager to conquer the new territories as advertised by the Western propaganda because they still have regions within Russia to develop and stress the strategies of the United States to establish the rule of colonial regime.
Russia is the biggest, largest country in terms of territory in the world. We have no interest in terms of conquering any additional territories. We still have to develop Siberia, Eastern Siberia, the Far East, and so on. This is not a territorial conflict, not even an establishment of a regional geopolitical balance. The question is more broader and more fundamental. We are talking about the principles on which the New World Order will be based. Our Western colleagues, especially from the United States, not only arbitrarily set such rules, but also teach who should implement them and how, who should behave and how. This is all done and said, as a rule, in an openly boorish manner. This is the same manifestation of this colonial thinking. We hear all the time, it is said all the time, you must, you are obliged, we are seriously warning you. Who are you?